Henry Ford wasn't just the man who put America on wheels, he was a control-obsessed industrialist who built a failed jungle utopia, spied on his workers, and dabbled in dangerous ideology. A century later, Elon Musk seems to be following in his tire tracks with his own brand of chaos and brilliance. Here are 10 of the wildest, most shocking things Ford ever did, and the strange ways Musk is repeating history. Number 1. Fordlandia, a jungle utopia gone wrong. In 1928, Henry Ford decided to grow his own rubber in the Amazon rainforest to supply his car tires. But this wasn't just a plantation, it was an experiment in American values. He built a city called Fordlandia, complete with white picket fences, square dancing, and forced vegetarian meals. Alcohol, tobacco, and even women in short skirts were banned. Brazilian workers hated the restrictions, especially the bland food and regimented work hours. In 1930, they rioted, destroying the cafeteria and chasing out the American managers with machetes. The project collapsed in failure. The rubber trees were planted too closely and died from blight. By 1945, the jungle had reclaimed Fordlandia, and Ford had lost millions. His attempt to impose his utopia far from home echoed an obsession with control that went far beyond business. Nearly a century later, Elon Musk launched Starbase, his futuristic company town in rural Texas. Like Ford, he tries to shape the environment around his corporate vision, buying land, overriding locals, and creating a tech enclave in his own image. Just like Fordlandia, Starbase reflects a billionaire's dream of isolation, innovation, and total control. Number 2. The Spy Who Paid You, Ford's private morality police. When Ford doubled worker wages in 1914 to $5 a day, it wasn't just generosity, it came with strings attached. He created the Sociological Department, a secretive unit that monitored workers' personal lives. Investigators made surprise visits to employees' homes, checking for immoral behavior, drinking, gambling, messy kitchens, or even improper clothing. Workers could be denied pay or fired for living unwholesomely. Ford despised alcohol, divorce, and anything that didn't align with his strict Protestant values. By the 1920s, over 200 men worked in this surveillance unit, making Ford's factory not just a place of labor but a tool for social engineering. One historian wrote, "Ford didn't just want to build better cars, he wanted to build better people." This obsession with micromanagement and moral purity finds a modern echo in Elon Musk, whose extreme work culture at Tesla and Twitter has drawn similar criticism. Musk has demanded relentless hours, sent emails at 2 a.m., and told staff they must be hardcore or leave. He may not send spies, but he does use his platforms to call out employees, enforce loyalty, and monitor performance like a digital-era Ford. Both men built empires and demanded the souls of those who worked for them. Number 3. The International Jew, Ford's anti-Semitic obsession. Few people know that Henry Ford was not just a businessman, he was also one of the most powerful anti-Semites of the 20th century. In 1920, Ford began publishing a series of anti-Semitic articles in his newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, under the headline, The International Jew. These articles pushed dangerous conspiracy theories, blaming Jews for everything from World War I to the decline of morality and finance. Ford's paper even reprinted the infamous hoax protocols of the Elders of Zion, treating it as fact. The paper had national reach. Ford-insured copies were distributed through every Ford dealership in America. In 1927, after years of backlash and a defamation lawsuit by Jewish lawyer Aaron Sapiro, Ford issued a public apology, claiming he had no knowledge of the content. But few believed him. Adolf Hitler later praised Ford in Mein Kampf, calling him an inspiration, and a portrait of Ford reportedly hung in Hitler's office. Ford's dalliance with anti-Semitism permanently stained his legacy. Though he revolutionized industry, his views helped spread hate at a massive scale. A century later, Elon Musk found himself in a firestorm over anti-Semitism on X, formerly Twitter. In 2023, he endorsed a post that accused Jews of promoting hatred against whites, prompting widespread condemnation. Musk denied being anti-Semitic, but major advertisers pulled out, and the White House criticized him by name. In a PR scramble, he visited Auschwitz and met with Israeli leaders. While Musk hasn't published hate like Ford did, both men flirted with toxic ideologies, underestimating the damage that can follow when billionaires amplify dangerous voices. History, it seems, repeats not with printing presses, but with tweets. Number 4. Bankers, Parasites, and Conspiracies, Ford's War on Wall Street. Henry Ford believed international bankers were the root of all evil. In the 1920s, he launched an aggressive campaign against the financial system, claiming that the Jews and Wall Street manipulators conspired to enslave honest laborers. His newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, accused bankers of causing wars, recessions, and moral decay. Ford declared, "The money question is more important than any other question before the American people." He loathed the stock market, calling it parasitic and dishonest. To him, speculation was theft, only manufacturing and labor had real value. Ironically, Ford Motor Company borrowed heavily from banks during the Great Depression, revealing the hypocrisy behind his anti-banking crusade. Still, his populist rhetoric fueled distrust of financial elites for generations. Elon Musk echoes this combative stance. He's mocked short sellers, lashed out at hedge funds, and labeled the SEC the Short Seller Enrichment Commission. In 2018, Musk tweeted about taking Tesla private at $420, triggering SEC investigations and a $40 million settlement. Like Ford, Musk positions himself as a rebel against corrupt financiers even while relying on their capital. Number 5. The man who hated change, Ford's obsession with the Model T. Henry Ford revolutionized transportation with the Model T but nearly destroyed his company by refusing to let it evolve. Launched in 1908, the Model T was cheap, reliable, and iconic. Ford once said, "Any customer can have a car painted any color that he wants so long as it is black." Yet by the 1920s, customers wanted more features and variety. Ford refused to update the Model T for nearly 2 decades, rejecting innovation in favor of rigid simplicity. He even smashed prototype designs with a sledgehammer when displeased. By 1927, after losing millions and being surpassed by GM, Ford finally ended production. Musk shows a similar resistance to correction. While embracing new tech, he clings to polarizing ideas like the Cybertruck's angular design and full self-driving. Critics say he mocks or fires employees who challenge him. As one Tesla engineer noted, "If Elon makes a decision, you don't question it even if it doesn't make sense." Number 6. Hitler's American Idol, Ford's chilling Nazi connection. Henry Ford was the only American praised by name in Mein Kampf. Adolf Hitler called him a hero and ideological ally. In 1938, Ford received the Grand Cross of the German Eagle, Nazi Germany's highest honor for a foreign civilian. He accepted it without protest, even after Germany invaded Poland. Ford's German subsidiary continued supplying vehicles to the Wehrmacht during World War II. Reports claim the plant even used forced labor. Though Ford later claimed ignorance, his anti-Semitic writings had already circulated widely in Nazi propaganda circles. Elon Musk has never accepted Nazi awards, but his tolerance of extremist voices on X has drawn similar concern. In 2023, he endorsed a post blaming Jewish groups for anti-white sentiment, triggering outrage. Critics noted that conspiracy theories Ford once published were now reappearing on Musk's own platform. Musk has also voiced admiration for Vladimir Putin, a modern authoritarian who launched a brutal invasion of Ukraine and is widely considered a blood-stained dictator. Where Ford embraced authoritarian regimes outright, Musk's flirtation is more digital and decentralized, but just as controversial. Both underestimated the cost of platforming dangerous ideologies. Number 7. Moral Crusader, Ford's war on jazz, booze, and modern culture. Ford didn't just want to build cars, he wanted to reshape American values. He saw jazz as savage music and part of a Jewish conspiracy to corrupt white society. He spent millions funding anti-jazz campaigns and promoting square dancing as a wholesome alternative. He backed prohibition and fired workers caught drinking or dancing. His sociological department enforced domestic cleanliness and Christian values. Employees with messy homes or unorthodox lifestyles risked termination. Musk doesn't crusade against jazz, but he exerts cultural influence through X. He attacks woke movements, reinstates banned users, and promotes political views aligned with his own. Like Ford, he uses his platform to shape public discourse, just with tweets instead of newspapers. Number 8. A broken legacy, Ford vs. his own son. Henry Ford named his son Edsel Company president in 1919 but never relinquished control. Edsel, refined and modern-minded, was ridiculed, overruled, and spied on by his father. He pushed for innovation like the Lincoln Continental only to be blocked or mocked. The stress wore Edsel down. He developed ulcers and died of stomach cancer at age 49 in 1943. Many believe his father's domineering behavior contributed to his early death. Afterward, Ford resumed control until a boardroom revolt in 1945. Musk, father to at least 11 children, has voiced ambitions of legacy and repopulating the planet. Yet his own daughter Xavier legally disowned him in 2022. Both Ford and Musk built empires but failed to earn loyalty at home. Number 9. The Human Machine, Ford's Worker Control Experiments. Ford treated labor like machinery, measurable, replaceable, and controllable. His sociological department dictated workers' private lives. Employees who drank, gambled, or lived improperly were punished. He engineered workflow to eliminate inefficiency, emphasizing speed and repetition over well-being. He studied fatigue and tested music, light, and movement patterns, a precursor to modern productivity science. Ford wanted not just efficiency, but submission. Musk takes a digital approach. At Tesla and X, he cut remote work, enforced brutal hours, and demanded absolute loyalty. Employees report surveillance tools, constant pressure, and a fear-based culture. Ford had floor bosses. Musk has dashboards, emails, and public callouts. Number 10. The Paranoid King, Ford's final years. In his 80s, Ford became erratic. He repeated conversations, signed papers multiple times, and rambled about conspiracies. Insiders considered him mentally unfit. After Edsel's death, he resumed control, but Ford Motor Company slipped behind its competitors. By 1945, his grandson took over following a boardroom revolt. Ford died in 1947, isolated and obsolete. Musk, while still dominant, juggles multiple empires: Tesla, SpaceX, X, Neuralink. Critics warn he's spreading himself too thin. From lawsuits to staff revolts, signs of burnout and instability grow. Like Ford, Musk risks losing control of the machine he built, not because he isn't brilliant, but because he refuses to let go.